Hi, my name is Amelia Collins and today I will be doing a video on Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. And also I'd like to give a shout out to my subscribers. I think I have 6 from what my friends told me. I'll have a check later and yeah. And also people keep asking me why I don't edit my videos. It's because I like to keep them raw, don't add too much, add noise effect, crop some things out and that. So I like to just keep it natural. Shows that I'm not afraid to make mistakes, that I'm fine with how it goes out, how it works, and that malarkey. You can follow me on Instagram at AmeliaCollins04, all one word. Sorry I don't have my little thing to show you. I've lost it somewhere knowing me. So I'll read the blurb. You can see a little wolf dog there, not wolf. And then the front cover is that, with Harry and Hermione riding Buckbeak. So Harry Potter is a wizard, along with Ron and Hermione, his best friends. Harry is in his 3rd year at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. Who knows what will happen this year? Read on to find out and immerse yourself in the magical world of Hogwarts. So, it starts off with Harry in his room doing his homework by torchlight on History of Magic. History of Magic. And then he does and then when he looks up at his alarm, he doesn't really know. He looks hears Uncle Vernon coughing, probably whilst he's asleep, probably whilst he's awake. And then he looks at his alarm clock, and it's at 1 o'clock, and it's he didn't realize it was his birthday for an hour, for an hour, and I'm so, and then he gets up, looks out of the window to see where Hedwig is, because she'd been gone for a long time. And then against the full moon, he sees silhouettes of 3 owls. One of them is Hedwig, one of them is Errol, the Weasley's owl, very old, and I mean very old. And the third is a Hogwarts owl. Yeah. And then and then he stands back from the window to allow the owls to come in, and then he gets his presents from Ron and Hermione. Hermione gives him a self-service broom kit, and Ron gives him a dodgy sneaker scope, I think. If I got it wrong, then and then the third owl, the Hogwarts owl, gives him a letter, which contains his like book list and also his Hogsmeade like permission slip. Like, so then he can visit the magical village of Hogsmeade. Yeah. And then he like puts his sorry. And then he puts his homework and his presents and stuff in a old bookcase. Like underneath like a loose floorboard, which is very handy if you want to hide stuff. And then he wakes up the next morning to find out that his Aunt Marge is coming to stay with them for a week. Even though he has no relation to to Marge, because it's his uncle Vernon's sister. And then he asks his uncle if he could sign the permission form to go to Hogsmeade. And then he says if he sticks to the story, then he'll sign it. And then Aunt Marge comes round and then treats Harry like dirt, like she always does, like Uncle Vernon does, like Aunt Petunia does, like Dudley does, not Dursley. And yeah. And then at the end of the week, Harry gets in a bit of trouble because he's he doesn't. He just gets angry at Marge because she said something that offended his parents, and then he makes a glass smash, but Marge thinks that it was her grip, and then later on, Marge did something that upset Harry again, but Harry made Aunt Marge blow up into a huge balloon. And then that was just so funny. She got what she deserved. And then Harry grabs all his stuff, his trunk, his homework, his presents from Ron and Hermione, and then he thinks he's going into trouble with the Ministry again, because Dobby made a pudding smash, even though it wasn't Harry's fault that the pudding smashed, but anyway, and then when Harry goes out, he goes to I think it's Mongolia or Magnolia Crescent, and that's when he sees a dog. And I am not going to ruin the surprise for you at the end of the video when I get to the part of the book, near the end of the book. So, and then he falls backwards over his trunk and summons the light burst. And then he almost got run over by it. And then the conductor, Stan Shunpike, was like, "Welcome to the night bus, the emergency transport for stranded witches and or wizards. I am your conductor, Stan Shunpike," and he was just like looking into nowhere. I'm just like, mate, he's on the floor. And then he looks down at Harry, which he realizes he's on the floor. And then he said, "What you doing down there?" And he was like, "Fell over." And he was like, "What you fell over for?" And he asked for his name. So Harry gave the first name that came into his head, which was Neville. And then he goes onto the night bus, and then he goes all around England, and probably Wales, and probably Scotland, and yeah. And then he gets off at the Leaky Cauldron when he is met by Cornelius Fudge, the Minister for Magic. And I'm just like, oh God. That was a really weird laugh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Just thinking, sorry. And then, he says that, "Harry, what are you doing around here?" Sort of thing. A really kind, a father figure. But, Harry thought, that the minister was going to send him to Azkaban. Because, on the night bus, he saw, a newspaper of Sirius Black. So, yeah. And he thought he was going to end up in Azkaban like Black. Because, Sirius Black escaped. And then the minister, was like, "Oh, no." As a special exception, I'm just like, seriously? You're warming up to him? Just like, what? Yeah. And then, he explains, he was worried about Harry, and I'm just like, you're warming up to him, I know you are. And then, he has a room number 11, close to number 12, half of my lucky number. And yeah. And then, he goes into Diagon Alley, buys his stuff, has sundaes, and the ice cream owner helped Harry with his history of magic homework, not prep. And yeah, and then probably the last day, he meets Ron and Hermione. Hermione wanted to get an owl because she had a bit of money left, as an early birthday present, I think. And then they go into the magical menagerie, I think. And then they buy some rat tonic for Scabbers, who is looking a bit off colour ever since Egypt. And then this cat, Crookshanks, try to go for Scabbers because Crookshanks recognised him, but I won't say until the end. And then they find him hiding underneath the waste bin at quality Quidditch supplies. And then Hermione gets Crookshanks, the bottle brush, squashed face cat. Well, ginger cat. And then on the night before, when they get back to the leaky cauldron, Fred and George congratulate him, and then Percy tells him that he is head boy, and I'm just like, you smug fool. And then later on that night, Ron has to go at Percy for stealing, like, I don't know, I think stealing his rat tonic, or like, and then Percy accuses Ron of like stealing his head boy badge when it was actually Fred and George, which said like pinhead boy, I think. This is quite funny. I just love Fred and George because they're just comedy clowns. And then like the next day they like go into the Hogwarts Express. Mr. Weasley pulls Harry aside, but Mrs. Weasley disapproves of it, and then Harry gets on the train just in time, and I'm just like, and then like Harry's like given special treatment because they think like everyone thinks that Sirius Black is after Harry, and then they have care of magical creatures, divination, and then the usual subjects of not care of magical creatures, defense against the dark arts, and then something else I can't remember. Trust me to forget. Basically what they had like the last 2 years, and then like Hermione chose all the subjects, so she picked Arthromancy, Ancient Runes, which is like, I love it. Ancient Runes, Muggle studies, even though she's a Muggle, but she wanted to find out like what like wizards sort of Muggles, and something else. Well, she does divination like and care of magical creatures like Ron and Harry, but she like does extra subjects, so she gets this special thing. And then like there's like and there's Dementors guarding the Hogwarts entrances, not allowed to go into the grounds because otherwise Dumbledore would get furious, and I mean furious, because like in the Quidditch match they come onto the grounds and Harry falls off his broom, and like he wakes up in the hospital wing, and apparently like Dumbledore was like so furious he like shot silvery stuff out of his wand, which is called a Patronus, but they didn't know that then. And then the match against Hufflepuff and Gryffindor, because Draco got attacked by a hippogriff, which was his fault because he was like a great ugly brute, and hippogriffs don't like to be offended, and that was Buckbeak, which is on the front cover. Buckbeak in all his glory with the full moon behind him. But anyway, and then like they see like he's like faking it because like he has a bandage on his arm. I don't know which arm it is, but like he just milks it, and then like he magically has his bandages off, celebrating that he has both arms. This tiny little kid. Anybody who likes Draco, sorry if I offended you, but he is one. Because he's so smug and so... Anyway, and then, like, Harry asked Professor Lupin, the new Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher, if he could have, like, Dementor away Defense Against Dementors lesson. And then, Lupin agrees, but, like, after the Christmas break, because, like, he's, like, really, like, ill. Like, he gets ill, and apparently it's, like, a bad time to get ill for him. Anyway, yeah. And then, over the, like, Christmas break on, like, at Christmas, like, because there's only, like, a few students there, and, like, the teachers there. So, there were, like, a few first years and a fifth year, and then there was, like, a table to seat 12. And then Harry, Ron, and Hermione join. And then Professor Trelawney came in looking like an oversized dragonfly. She's a divination teacher, Sybil Trelawney. Weirdo, but oh well. Everyone has their meh. Anyway, like, in the, like, and then Professor Dumbledore sets up a chair for her, and he says, "Sit, Sybil," and then she counts a number, like, at the table, and she was like, one of us, like, if I sit down, it'll make 13, and the first to rise, will be the first to die. And I'm just like, okay, a bit dark, because, like, she predicts Harry's death by seeing the Grim, which sort of looks like this dog. Death omens. Fun. And then, yeah. And then, like, Harry, like, she sits down, and then Harry and Ron stand up, like, at the same time. She was like, which one of you stood up first? And then McGonagall's like, honestly, Sybil, there's not a mad axeman, like, waiting at the, like, in the entrance hall. And I'm just like, yes, McGonagall. And then, like, they say, like, in the book, they say that the like, entrance hall was deprived of a mad axeman. Thank God for that. And then, when like, and then, Lupin, Professor Lupin, teaches Harry to do Expecto Patronum, which is, like, a happy memory. And, like, and I was just like, oh my God. And then, like, because they, like, can't really, like, have real Dementors in there, so they, like, have a Boggart, which was, like, in their, like, first Defense Against Dark Arts lesson. And then, like, and then he, like, sort of gets it, and then, McGonagall takes Harry's Christmas present away, which is a firebolt, an international standard. I'm just like, Hermione, why did you do that? Sorry. Just I just love Quidditch. Yeah. So, and then McGonagall gives Harry his broom back, and I'm just like, yes! Because, like, Professor Flitwick and Madame Hooch had to, like, test for jinxes, because it might be sent by Sirius Black, which might be out to kill him. And I'm just like, if somebody did jinx it, probably like, I understand why Hermione did it, but like, also it's just a bit annoying because like, Hermione just stay out of it. And then, Crookshanks, like, and then there was like this thing where like Ron wanted to get something down, like, well, put his firebolt back up into the boys' dormitories, and then like he discovers blood on his sheets, and then he's like, Hermione, your cat killed my rat, and I'm just like, it's just a rat. And anyway, Scabbers was fat. I mean, like, well, fat and useless. So like, I don't know why you're crying about it, Ron. But I understand, like, you might have got attached to him. And then, that was like the end of Ron and Hermione's friendship. Well, for the time being. And also Harry's with Hermione's, because Hermione was like really upset that he sided with Ron. And then like later on in the year, it is the exams, the wizarding exams. I kind of like remember like the exams that they did, but like Professor Lupin had them like do an assault course in the sun, and then like Harry battled the Boggart, and I was just like, yes. And then Hermione like did well until the last bit when she said, Professor McGonagall said I failed everything, and then Ron got lured by the Hinky Punk, which is basically like a misty creature with a lamp on its hand, to lure travelers into boggy marshes. So yeah, and then magical creatures. Hagrid had them look out for flubberworms, which are just like worms, but yeah, slimy one. Sorry. And then Professor Trelawney does crystal gazing. And then like Harry sees Buckbeak, but like he still has his head. And he is flying away. And I was like, clever work, J.K. Rowling. Clever work. So yeah. So, and then Hagrid tells them that he lost the appeal because he lost the court thing about Buckbeak attacking Malfoy, because like Malfoy told his father, and his father was like, and yeah, and then Buckbeak was going to be executed at sundown, and then Harry, Ron, and Hermione sneak out of the castle to say that like Buckbeak like was innocent and that, but like Hagrid's like, no, you're gonna get in trouble and that stuff. And then they go out, and then they are met by they come out with Scabbers, and then like they're met by the black dog, which was mentioned in the at the start of the video, and then they and then they go into the Whimpering Willow, but like, you know, the Whimpering Willow is like violent, and I mean violent. But like Crookshanks touches the knot and scampers through, and then Harry and Hermione follow them because like Ron broke his leg like whilst being dragged into the Whimpering Willow, like into the trunk of the Whomping Willow, which is actually a secret passageway. And then they're met by Sirius, who is an animagi, and that can turn into a dog, a black one, like this. So yeah, that is like the mystery solved of the dog case. And then they then Lupin joins them, and then he goes into the and then he like disarms them, and then Hermione says that he's a werewolf, and I was like, oh my god, like I was just so surprised. And then like Lupin's explained like when he was like younger he was bitten by I forgot what the name is, but like it's a werewolf, of course. I mean, like, why wouldn't it be? And then he tells them like what happened, that Sirius did not betray Lily and James, Harry's parents. It was actually Peter Pettigrew, which is Scabbers. And I was like, oh my god, I did not know that. I was like so surprised when I read the books and like watched the films. And then they like were all in like disbelief, and then they like turned Pettigrew back into a man, because like he'd been hiding for like as a rat for like about 12 years. Because like he had a missing finger, and the like biggest part of Pettigrew they could find was a finger. So yeah. And I was like, you slimy betrayer, I mean, not betrayal. Why did I say that? And yeah. And then Lupin turns into a werewolf because it was a full moon, so he got exposed to it, and Sirius tries to save Harry, Ron, and Hermione. Pettigrew escapes, and I'm just like, but I guess J.K. Rowling wanted to do that. And then a bunch of Dementors come over to the lake, and then Harry tries to betray us, but it doesn't work, and then he goes out unconscious, and then